Squeeze it in. Squeeze it in. Knees together. Bring your knees together. Oh, you okay? What's wrong? What happened?
I don't know. Just couldn't drink here.
Just like a muscle?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But I know what you mean. I don't think I can make this go down any further.
Is Stephen gonna be your is Stephen gonna be your partner? Okay. So it's good. I mean, you know, you're very resilient. If I remember even doing it to you, you're very resilient to triangles. That's good. He's a good medicine ball. That makes sense. You know, if you can make it happen to him, you can make it happen. The key is when you get there, okay, sinking his head in like deep to your knee, so there's no space. Okay, that's the one thing I'm seeing in the very beginning. Make sure there's no space between inside of your leg and his head. Tight in there, okay? Then as you come down, again, a heavy foot. The key is what you want to try and do is you want to try and get that foot as locked in as you can so that you can relax. Okay, the big thing that I'm seeing that I don't want to see is you struggling so much. Okay, you want to try and lock that into a place where you essentially are remotely comfortable. Okay, get that foot locked down and let that heavy foot, because the goal is you've got time, right? Time is on your side, not his. Okay, even if you got to sit there for a minute in real life, you really got him there, it's okay, all right, because you've got him locked in pretty good. But what I want to see, you know, if you can, and we'll just change it up if we have to, you know, there's other things you can do from there, all right? But essentially, once you get them locked in there, I want to see that comfortable position. The other thing you can think about is this. Once you get them locked in there, let's say the choke's not working, okay? You can do other things, all right? You can gouge his eyes out, for example.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to break his arm and gouge his eyes and then try to put the chest in.
Well, at that point, I wouldn't do the choke because he's going to be flailing like a madman, okay? So what I would do is if you get him in that position, you're having trouble with the choke, what I would do is get your fingers in the position for the eye gouge and then do the eye gouge and then release him. You know, kick him off you and get up and run. Make sense? Because if he can't see you, it's going to be hard for him to follow you, okay? So even if you don't finish the choke, gouge his eyes out, get him off you, practice that getting up correctly. Remember how to get up correctly?
Yeah. Sweeping the legs back.
Yes. Yeah. So sweep that leg back, boom, get up and run. You know, that's okay, right? And that's what you can articulate to the people who are, you know, who maybe are questioning it. Is it, you know, the backup plan is if I get this choke in, at least you've got him in a position where he's not able to really cause a lot of damage. You've got him in a very awkward position for him. It is cutting off his breathing. It is cutting off his blood. Even if it's not sufficient to choke him out, you still got him in a good spot. Gouge his eyes and get the heck out of there. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So you can articulate that to the judges, the examiners.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
But I think you can get the triangle. I mean, that's a heck of a lot better than last week. And if you've got, you know, a couple of months, and you've got time to work on the details of that. Okay? As much as Steve probably doesn't want to.
Hard, though.
No, he is. And that's what I'm telling you is, you know, remember doing it to him myself. He's actually not very easy to choke out, and that's good though because it means he's a great, very realistic person to try it on.
Very frustrating, but yes. Yes,
And I think that's another thing too. Like, you can't. That's what's making you want to play.
Yes.
I
Yes.
know.
Yes.
That's exhausting.
Yes.
I know.
And that's what I'm trying to say is you gotta take comfort and trust in the move itself. So you get it locked in tight, you get your foot down, and you get to a place where you can relax. That's what I want to see. A place where you can just go like and breathe a little bit easy while he is getting very frustrated and scared and getting choked out in there. Because if he starts flailing anyway, which he might,
It's gonna make me exhausted.
yeah, and if he starts to feel himself going out, then he might start to, you know, flail and go crazy. That's why getting your hands in the positions for an eye gouge to get him off and get out of there is a good, not only backup plan, but you might even do it even if he's choked out. Yeah, you might still gouge his eyes out, get up and running, because he might be choked out for a second or 10 or 20, but he's not going to be long.
Right.
You know, unless you hold it. That's the other thing about the chokes. I think I told you guys before. You probably already know this, but once you get the choke locked in, a blood choke, if you hold it past the point of them going unconscious, you will start to cause brain damage. You can cause death, right? So if you continue to hold that past the point of them being unconscious, if it's just you two, then that's fine. And you can hold that and keep it there until you're sure that it's some serious damage. all the more reason why I want you comfortable there. Because once he's out, you got to be able to comfortably continue to hold it because you don't want him to come back.
Right.
You know, because when he comes back, he will freak out.
Yeah.
And then the anaconda.
Yeah, I'm set with you.
Perfect.
Oh. Okay. Well, I was thinking of something different for this a little bit because it was getting really hard for me to choke him out with the arm there.
Yep.
So I was gonna strike and block, and then I was gonna go in just for but I was gonna break.
Yep.
And then push, and then the whole thing in the head and eye gouge. So that's what I was, because it was getting too hard and frustrating.
That's all I was actually going to say. So perfect. You know, if you can't get the anaconda, the guillotine's always there, or usually there. The anaconda is really more of if he happens to get his arm in.
Yeah.
Right. If he starts to if you're going for the guillotine and he gets his arm inside and starts to dig, knowing that you can pop in and go under his arm and still choke him out. That's the anaconda sport. It's not your go-to move.
Right. No, and it was hard for me to do it on him. It was a lot easier for Megan. She's a lot tinier, so.
Can we just see it anyway?
Yes.
Yeah, just because. So.
Because like I wanna be here.
Yep.
So that's why.
And I couldn't get my hand past there. I could only get here.
So first of all, stay there. Okay. Let yourself come over to this side a little bit. Get a little bit deeper. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yes.
There you go. Now you got it.
Just pull up.
There you go.
Like
Stop.
What?
You just pinch it.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Yes, you're choking. All right. So yeah. So again, slide over to the side a little bit more. There you go. Get that shoulder deep as you can. Okay.
Sorry.
Losing an ear? That's okay. Cool. So all the way. Deep. Good.
It's just you keep pinching my armpit, and I don't want that to be the reason.
What do you mean pinching your arm?
Like her arm's coming in, and it's like just pinching. Like
Okay.
as her arm is coming up.
Do you want to try it then, David?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, alright. Here.
Deep as you can. Yep. There you go. Now use your hips. There you go.
What's supposed to be choking his other side?
So I'm just feeling tension.
Yeah, his own arm. So as you come down here, right? So you get your blood choke is on this side, right? The goal is that this arm is coming against his other side.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's what I was doing wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now if Steven had his arm on your back though, okay, you can still do it, but just understand that what you might have to do is kind of clamp this down, right? Use your elbow to clamp this down as you come around here. Now his arm's still on the inside. And again, the thing is, just like with the other one, you pinch your knees. This time you kind of pinch your elbows. So pinch your elbows in, then you start to come back and squeeze. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so that makes sense.
Okay.
Maybe trying all of us.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. It's not working.
Yeah, it's just the other arm. So try that again. Squeeze your elbows. It's okay. Again, that's arm. That arm. Go back. You're fine. Come in. Shoulder deep. Okay. Now use your arm before you go there. Use your elbow to get his arm down. Make sense? Now. Yeah, don't rush. There you go. Use the technique. There you go. Now squeeze your elbows. Squeeze your hips. Okay, slow. Yes. You're fine. Listen. What you've got to do is you're fine. What you've got to do is you've got to let the technique itself be the issue. Okay, so when you come in here, what's happening is again you're exhausting yourself because you're coming in here. You're getting you're getting this down, which is good. That's what I want to see. Okay, you come in here, and once you get here, you're just exhausting yourself, right? Trying to squeeze so much. Don't worry about that. Let your elbows pinch in. Okay, get your feet in a little bit, and then start to use just your back. Lift with your legs, not your your back. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, it does.
Keep coming. Good. It's okay. Listen,
That's why I'm not going to do that.
we're precisely. So yeah. So again, the only reason you would do the anaconda again is if the arm gets in the way, and if it's not in the way, screw it. If his arm is on your back like that, that's the perfect situation for you.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
do the git.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
It's just a good learning lesson for understanding the what if. Cool. Cool. All right. Next.
Oh, okay. And then, which one should we do? Oh, I guess the kick. So this was the Muay Thai kick to the head. So here.
Good.
And then kind of elbow.
Good.
Okay.
Easy.
Here. And then punch.
Good. Good.
Elbow.
Good.
And then eyes.
Good. Cool. Cool. And the head stop there if you want.
Right.
Okay. Good. I like it.
Okay. And then you want to do the grab. So here.
Read that. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna run.
Okay. Yeah, good. I mean, you definitely took care of the ability to walk. Okay. Which is good. So I'm fine with that. Yeah. I mean, again, what I would do in a situation like that is, if you're not concerned that he has a weapon, right? Don't be afraid to get up and analyze for a moment.
Okay.
So you kind of stay there for a second, right? Maybe even see if he starts reaching for something.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
gonna I could be here, and if he does, then I would just.
Yeah, stomp on his head, give him a good soccer kick.
Right.
If they're still conscious, the head stomp isn't necessarily the best because they still got arms and stuff. They can grab your leg and make it more complicated. So maybe more like a soccer kick where you just stay out of the way, but you give them a good shove. Make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, and the thing I like about that too is like it's the
Yeah.
knee that's out, not the ankle, so there's not so much like
You can't
room
really
for
rip
this.
along.
Here
Yeah,
you're
no.
just you can't.
Yep. Good, and that's tight. The DUR feels good. Good. Very good.
And then I guess bottle. We forgot a bottle.
You want to use?
Water bottle?
You have a water
Oh.
bottle.
That works.
It's still full of water, but
That's okay. Okay. So from here, whenever you're.
Sorry, I'm just texting Juliana real quick.
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
So from here, we come in, and then yeah, it's gonna. Here, sorry, that was a lot faster than I expected to be.
That's fine. So go back.
So.
Do it like 50% one time. Slow and smooth.
Come in,
Good.
hold the shoulder, break. Then I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna stab,
Good.
stab,
Remember, grab the neck if you can, your face.
right. So stab, stab,
Watch your
then
arm, of course.
I'm going to throw the bottle down.
Okay.
I'm gonna rear naked.
Okay. Back them up. Good. There you go.
Down, and then from here, I guess I could, eye gouge him, but he's already bleeding out.
That's fine. I mean,
So,
you don't necessarily know that he's bleeding out because you may not hit anything deep enough or whatever with the bottom.
True. So from here, I could do the same thing. Elbow, eye gouge.
Yeah. And once, go ahead.
I don't even know how much the elbow is. I mean, I guess it's like but if you just want to go straight to the eye gouge,
Well, I don't know how they're gonna be. Maybe mind over matter.
I'm sorry, you should have choked him out, right?
Yeah, but they might not be for very long. I don't know.
Well, that's one of those places. And again, you want to hold the choke. Hold the choke, and what you can say is you take him to tap, but then you articulate to the examiner that I'm gonna hold this for a good 10 seconds past the point that I feel him go limp. You might go down to one knee where you have his back on your knee that's up, and you're down on your other knee. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're kind of holding him stable, and you continue to hold that choke for another like 10 seconds, and you might even count to 10 out loud just because you're in a rush, you're panicking, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I like it again. Let me see it again. Let me see it full speed.
better.
Good. Yeah, and that might maybe instead of the elbows, because I see what Steven is saying. If you do hold it past the point,
Yeah.
that might be another one where you hit him in the throat again.
Yeah.
For the air, right? And then go the eyelash for the C. Okay. The only other thing I would say is, first of all, you got time, so you want to practice that over and over and over to where it's smooth,
Yeah.
so to where you don't have situations where you get cut. And then that's one. And then take the bottle to his face.
Okay.
You know, like watch your own, but that would be because the face. Well, the face you don't have to go very deep to cause a lot of damage. The body you just don't know what you're gonna hit in the bottle. But you might go body, or you might even just skip the body altogether and just go one to the head and then chop the body. You know, but that's where you want to make sure you've got really good control of it before you do that. Because again, you're gonna cause the panic and freak out. If you guys see somebody come in basketball, maybe make sure like kind of practicing on the court.
Yes,
So to speak, you know.
yes, sir. Understood.
All right.
Okay. And then I guess the last one is the 2-on-1.
Okay.
Do you wanna again or?
Actually, when we use it, she's filming.
Okay.
Do you mind, Stick?
No problem.
Sorry, right after I told you to stay on the court, right?
Okay, so he's gonna be the first one. Do you want me to the second? Okay, so the first one, you can stand over here.
Give me the situation.
Okay. So I guess maybe the situation is like I'm arguing with this guy. His buddy is kind of standing back, just kind of watching. He's getting elevated. He's saying it's gonna hurt me, and so before he could do anything to me, because he's really threatening me, I'm gonna kick. And I come in from the Muay Thai punch. I'm gonna immediately go. Take 18. I'm gonna scratch his eyes.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna break. And then I'm gonna throw him down, kind of in front of him. I'm gonna yell and stomp his head. And then he's kind of got to get around his buddy there. So he's gonna punch. I'm gonna punch that out of the way. And then I'm gonna punch at the same time. 1, 2, punch solar plexus, uppercut. And then whether or not he falls, I'm gonna get him in the groin.
Okay.
So if he does fall, then I'm gonna stop. And then I'm gonna move out of the way, run.
Okay. Again, that might be a good place just to stand by for a second, see if a side kick to the head is good. Okay. I definitely like what you did, Mr. Zadie. Showing your ability to move him is good. So kind of having him squirm around a little bit to show your ability to rotate him would be good to take away that question from the examiners before they ask it.
So you mean like in the Muay Thai, just have him move? Oh.
In the guillotine.
In the guillotine.
In the guillotine, his friends realizing this is serious.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because he's screaming. He's like, you
Yeah.
got his eyes and stuff. So, you might want to show how you can maneuver Mr. Zadie a little bit to keep him out of the way, right?
Yeah.
And the only other thing I would do just for reasonableness and legality, because if Mr. Morris is there, you're going to hear that, okay? You want him to say something that makes it very clear. He's going to come in
Right.
I'm going to kill you, right? And have him take a step forward and kick him in the nuts, okay? I wouldn't
raise the fist or something or
something that shows you he's coming in, because you don't want to necessarily be the first to strike.
Yeah.
If he's just verbally threatening.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
You said you wanted to do a back leg front kick.
That's what I did.
Yeah. I'm wondering how that would be versus the front leg. Because I feel like the back.
Well, I don't want him to be that close to me. I mean, I want him to be close enough, but I kind of want to come in myself.
My only concern is how much time would that give him if he did try and block it successfully. I don't know how much that would actually do anything anyway.
Sure. No, that's a good point. So what you might want to do is you can still do the back leg front kick. What you might want to do is put your hands towards his face.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So as you're, I can do the back leg front kick with my left leg. So as he says I'm going to kill you, whatever, you bring your hands up, boom, to do that. Just something that says, look up here.
Right.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
To give you that extra little moment of time.
Okay.
Are you doing triangle or you got me in a triangle?
Well,
It
it's like a reverse rear naked.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
it depends. Well, the question is legitimate. The question is, what are you going for, blood or air?
I guess air.
You're
Yeah.
going,
Wow.
you said
Because
break.
I did, yeah. So I was gonna break the swim type.
Why not over blood?
More damage.
That's a good reason. Why else? Think just logic. What do you have?
Yeah.
So what's faster?
The blood. I mean the air. I meant the air.
Yeah, being able to grab and just break that
Break.
trachea
Yeah.
is a lot faster than trying to, 3 seconds. Cool. All right.
I think if you weren't doing the eye gouge, like blood show would be better since you already have the eye gouge. A big gross
Yeah.
better.
Definitely.
Drop them quick.
Yeah, and that's a good point. As you've got the control, do the eye gouge and immediately rip it. In fact, you may do one before the other. Cool. All right, see one more time real quick.
And then
Move them around. Good. So that no, it's okay. So here's the thing. Here's you gotta understand. What can you do to fix that? How can you even change the situation?
I guess I could throw him into him.
Okay, but I'm saying change the situation. How can you set this up different?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
What would buy you time?
We all need to move this way.
No.
Oh.
What would buy you time? What is equal to time in fight?
Going quicker? I don't know.
You can speed things up. Okay, so I'm here.
Space?
Right, distance. Okay. What I'm saying is he can be farther away.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just have him start out further away?
Because it's a very legitimate thought process in the task. You're just saying like his buddy is like over there, maybe he's talking to something.
Okay. Alright.
And then he kind of he's kind of like looking over because you're in an argument.
Yeah.
He's kind of looking over, but he's not involved yet.
Right.
Then as you do this stuff to him, he starts to go, what the heck? He starts to walk towards you.
Okay.
Because you probably wouldn't break into a dead sprint. If you think about the psychology of it,
Yeah.
you probably
Yeah,
start walking
surreal.
towards
Yeah. Okay. I misunderstood what you're saying.
Ever heard two persons?
Trying to make sure you understand the answers instead of feeding. You already get that as long as you come up with it. So
I get it.
you're fine. So yeah, so just do it again and just give him more space. He's talking to his imaginary friend. Alright, boom, very good. Now drive him. There you go. Yeah. Then. Boom. Good. Good. And that might be again where you might just okay.
Yeah, I think I just
But yeah, I was gonna like come over here because it'd be easier for him to look back.
Well, definitely. What I was going to say was because of the somewhat limited damage, depending on the effectiveness of the shots, that's where you might, you stomp on the groin, you come around here, you analyze. If he shows you he wants to know more, which is what you can do to make the scenario simple, is that he like just kind of like he looks over at you and he just like kind of curls up in a ball. Then you pull. Makes sense.
Yeah.
If he looks like he's even trying to stagger to get up, wham, soccer. Boom. Make sense? Cool. All right. I like it. Good. That's all 6, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yours?
Sir? I haven't gotten the cotton balls yet, but I got the other side, so it's not pointed anymore.
Okay.